Item number 6. Next, we proceed to receive the presentation of the 2024 Annual Report of the Trust for the Americas. The Chief Operating Officer for the Trust of the Americas, Mr. Alexander Figueroa, will now present a summary of the report, which was distributed as document CP/INF 10677/25. Mr. Figueroa, I welcome you. You have the floor.
Excellencies, distinguished ambassadors, members of the Permanent Council, friends and colleagues from the General Secretariat and the Trust, thank you for the opportunity to present the 2024 Annual Report of the Trust for the Americas. Our CEO, Linda Edelman, is currently on official travel in the Dominican Republic, working on our next project, rallying private and public sector partners, and as such was unable to be here. The Trust was created under the OES framework with a clear purpose: to expand opportunity across the hemisphere. Today, that purpose remains central to our work. Our mission is straightforward. We promote social and economic opportunity by focusing in 3 areas: employability, entrepreneurship, and innovation. In practical terms, we help people find jobs, start businesses, and apply new innovative ideas to local challenges. The Trust operates as an affiliate of the OAS. Our role is to take the mandates you approve and work with both government and private sector to implement them on the ground. In 2024, we reached more than 475,000 people in 22 countries. This impact is possible because of the strong public-private partnerships. Behind these numbers are real people. One example is Kwasi from Gasparillo, Trinidad, who I had the opportunity to meet in person. His story you will see in a short video. His experience reflects the opportunities we aim to create across the region.
My name is Kwasi Edwards. I'm 29 years old. I'm from Gasparillo, Trinidad. My business is Standard Bytes Limited, and it's a digital transformation agency focused on showcasing the company's ability to combine programming expertise with user-focused design to engineer state-of-the-art digital solutions. And we've developed a product called SAFE, that's SAYF, and it stands for Safety at Your Fingertips. So the SAFE device is a button that you could add on to your keychains, to your bracelets. With the tap of the button, which is paired to your device, it would send off that emergency alert to your loved ones so that they are aware of your location and the exact time that you send that notification. I came up with this idea because analyzing the trends in the country, there's been an increase in crime. Right, and I wanted to make an impact to help better the livelihood of citizens on a day-to-day basis, to provide something that would give them a little bit of peace of mind. It's just a tool to bring peace of mind to everyone. So SAFE has been in development for about 2 years, and it eventually came to a standstill. And while scrolling through Facebook one day, I saw on Careers page that there was the DIA pitch tank competition, and having previous experience with the hackathon, I decided that I would give this a try to see if I could revitalize SAFE. This project is something that I'm very passionate about. I'm very intimate with the project, so I was able to just go up and talk about the project and the benefits and how it could change the livelihood of people on a day-to-day basis. That pitching that idea was like second nature to me. So even before the competition, there was a bootcamp that provided vital training in the areas of making a proper pitch and all of the elements that a business should have to succeed. And that was actually one of the vital things that helped me out. After pitching the ideas, I got back feedback from the judges stating that I got through to get seed funding. That funding was very instrumental in carrying on the research and development for SAFE.
Another example is our Skills for Sustainability program on both sides of the U.S. and Mexico border, where over 90% of participants secured employment in water resource management. Other initiatives include AI for Inclusion in Mexico and Brazil, where communities are learning to use new technologies for productivity, and the JET project in Jamaica, which has given young people access to entrepreneurship, internships, and we're all trained in the opportunities available through freelancing. With support from the Permanent Mission of Grenada, we also launched a new project financed through the CAF, which was announced at last year's General Assembly. The Trust also brings financial value. For every dollar the OES invests in the Trust's leadership, we raise nearly $3 in private sector contributions for the OAS. Each OAS dollar generates almost $10 in social return. In addition, more than 60% of our funding is spent directly in member states. It's also worth noting that the Trust donors were responsible for over 150,000, or about 20.5% of non-governmental institutional ICR funds received by the OES in 2024. However, the Trust is operating with insufficient operating funds. When we go through the NICR process, which is the Negotiated Indirect Cost Rate Agreement, we arrive at an indirect cost rate of 21.36%, which is on the lower end compared to many nonprofits operating in the international space, where NICR rates are often above 35%. Despite this approved rate of 21.36%, the Trust operates with an effective indirect cost of about 8%. Just to note, our annual budget is about $7 million, of which 40% is in kind. Accountability remains our priority. For the fourth consecutive year, we've received the Platinum Seal of Transparency from Candid, which measures impact, policies, and the efficiency with which we deliver our projects. Our treasurer is the OES Director of Financial Services, which provides both governments and donors confidence in our financial integrity. We're a lean, impactful organization, but our affiliation with the OAS makes us unique and trusted. We also collaborate directly with the OAS. For example, we partnered with the press department to secure access to the Meltwater media analysis platform at a fraction of the cost. From a proposed $35,000 subscription cost to the OAS to a $7,500 fee because of our nonprofit status, and we shared that expense equally with the Secretariat. We continue to provide support where possible and are in discussions with SETI, SMS, and other secretariats on future projects. Since 1997, the Trust has grown from one center in Guatemala to historical presence in 29 countries, reaching more than 6 million people over that span. Our work gives operational meaning to OAS mandates and priorities by turning them into programs that deliver results. With your continued support, the Trust will remain a reliable partner and bridge between the Council's vision and tangible outcomes for people in our member states. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Figueroa. I now offer the floor to delegations who may wish to address this agenda item. The Dominican Republic, you have the floor.
Gracias, señor presidente. Mi delegación agradece al señor Figueroa por la presentación del informe anual del Trust for the Americas y reconoce el valioso aporte de esta entidad afiliada a la OEA para avanzar en los objetivos de desarrollo inclusivo en nuestro hemisferio. Aprovechamos para destacar la reciente visita a República Dominicana de su CEO, la señora Linda Edelman, y del señor Carlos Escalante, consejero. Las iniciativas del Trust presentadas en este informe evidencian un impacto tangible en la creación de caminos efectivos hacia la prosperidad de nuestras comunidades, particularmente en materia de formación y empleabilidad. Los programas de capacitación en gestión de recursos hídricos y la expansión de los centros de formación en inteligencia artificial en Centroamérica arrojaron resultados concretos donde los graduados en gestión hídrica lograron insertarse de inmediato en el sector laboral y los egresados en inteligencia artificial accedieron a oportunidades de empleo o emprendimiento en sus comunidades. Asimismo, deseamos resaltar el valor de la biblioteca de cursos en inteligencia artificial, un recurso de vanguardia que, aplicado a la empleabilidad, a las microempresas y a los proyectos comunitarios, asegura que incluso las comunidades más vulnerables sean parte de esta transformación tecnológica. El Trust ha sabido combinar inclusión digital con innovación, garantizando que ninguna comunidad quede atrás. República Dominicana subraya de manera particular el valor de estas acciones en nuestro país. Desde 2007 hemos sido testigos de los frutos de esta cooperación a través de más de 115 centros tecnológicos comunitarios y laboratorios de innovación en diversas provincias que han fortalecido la formación digital y empresarial de nuestras comunidades. Estas experiencias han beneficiado a casi 172,000 dominicanos y constituyen modelos replicables para otros Estados miembros. Señor Presidente, el reconocimiento otorgado al Trust for the Americas en la resolución presupuestaria de la Asamblea General de 2024 confirma la confianza de los Estados miembros en su capacidad para generar impacto medible con un uso eficiente de los recursos. Reafirmamos nuestro compromiso de seguir apoyando la labor transformadora de esta organización que actúa como un puente entre los mandatos de la OEA y la acción concreta en el terreno, articulando gobierno, sector privado y sociedad civil. En nombre de mi delegación, acogemos con satisfacción el impacto de estas iniciativas y alentamos a los Estados miembros a seguir fortaleciendo esta alianza, convencidos de que el Trust for the Americas continuará siendo un instrumento eficaz para construir comunidades más inclusivas, resilientes y prósperas. Gracias.
Merci, República Dominicana. Costa Rica, you have the floor.
Buenas tardes, señor presidente, señora secretaria general adjunta, señor Figueroa, distinguidas delegaciones. En nombre de Costa Rica agradezco la presentación del informe anual de The Trust for the Americas correspondiente a sus actividades del 2024, cuya inclusión en el punto de agenda fue solicitada mediante nota OSG-354-25, fechada el 5 de septiembre del 2025 por el secretario general Albert Brandim al Consejo Permanente. Celebramos el impacto que esta organización ha tenido en más de 475,000 personas a lo largo de las Américas en el año 2024 y reconocemos el valor de su contribución al sistema interamericano. Quiero expresar un especial reconocimiento a la señora Linda Edelman, quien hoy no nos puede acompañar por motivos de viaje de trabajo, que es la directora ejecutiva del Trust for the Americas, y a su equipo por el liderazgo que han demostrado en la consolidación de esta plataforma de cooperación. El trabajo del Trust en áreas como la empleabilidad, el emprendimiento y la innovación coincide plenamente con las prioridades de Costa Rica. Compartimos con ustedes la importancia de la inclusión social y económica, la importancia de la capacitación digital y sostenibilidad, así como el empoderamiento de las mujeres, que es muy importante para nosotros, y de los jóvenes. Estos pilares de nuestra política pública reflejan también la visión de nuestra perspectiva de un desarrollo que sea más equitativo y más sostenible para todos en la región. Costa Rica espera que en el futuro podamos también ser incluidos en uno de los proyectos. Ya me comentaron que están trabajando en eso y les agradezco muchísimo porque queremos que también nuestras comunidades se beneficien del trabajo que hacen ustedes para fortalecer el desarrollo sostenible también en nuestro país, continuar colaborando con nuestras autoridades. Mi delegación desea aprovechar esta oportunidad para subrayar la importancia de continuar apoyando al Trust como un implementador de proyectos de los Estados miembros. Su capacidad para establecer alianzas estratégicas en el sector privado, dada su naturaleza jurídica, depende directamente de la confianza y el respaldo que reciben de nosotros los Estados miembros y de la Secretaría General de la OEA. Ese apoyo envía una señal clara sobre el valor de invertir en proyectos relacionados con desarrollo social, que fortalecen la inclusión, el emprendimiento y la innovación en toda nuestra región. Desde nuestra perspectiva, consideramos que es fundamental que los programas regionales, aunque no siempre mencionen a todos los países de manera directa, sigan inspirando a todos los Estados miembros a fortalecer capacidades, compartir experiencias y multiplicar buenas prácticas. Costa Rica reitera que el espíritu de la cooperación interamericana es precisamente ese, aprender unos de los otros y apoyarnos mutuamente para que ninguna comunidad se quede atrás. Finalmente, reiteramos nuestro agradecimiento al Trust of the Americas por su compromiso con la inclusión, la innovación y reafirmamos toda la disposición de Costa Rica a seguir acompañando iniciativas que fortalezcan la equidad, la digitalización, el empoderamiento económico de las mujeres en particular y de los jóvenes y la resiliencia de nuestras sociedades. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Costa Rica. Guatemala, you have the floor.
Muchas gracias, presidente. La delegación de Guatemala agradece la presentación del informe anual 2024 de parte del señor Alexander Figueroa, el Trust for the Americas, y reconoce los importantes logros alcanzados, así como el impacto positivo que esta organización afiliada a la OEA ha tenido en nuestra región y particularmente en nuestro país. Un especial saludo a la directora ejecutiva Linda Edelman, al señor Carlos Escalante, por su constante colaboración y acercamiento con Guatemala. Desde 2006, el Trust ha contribuido de manera decisiva al desarrollo sostenible en Guatemala, brindando capacitación digital, fortaleciendo competencias para la empleabilidad y el emprendimiento, e impulsando la inclusión de grupos en situación de vulnerabilidad, tales como mujeres, jóvenes y personas con discapacidad, e iniciativas como el programa Poeta, que tuvo su inicio en el país, así como los centros de formación en Quetzaltenango, Alta Verapaz y la ciudad de Guatemala, han abierto nuevas oportunidades económicas y educativas para miles de guatemaltecos. La colaboración del Trust con socios locales y con entidades internacionales como Microsoft ha permitido ampliar la innovación digital en nuestro país. Proyectos recientes orientados a la alfabetización en inteligencia artificial contribuyen además a posicionar a Guatemala como un actor regional de frente a las tendencias económicas actuales. En esa línea, aplaudimos que próximamente se formalizará un memorándum de entendimiento entre el Trust y la Municipalidad de Guatemala, lo cual permitirá ampliar el acceso a habilidades digitales y oportunidades económicas a nivel local. Subrayamos la importancia de continuar fortaleciendo la relación entre los Estados miembros, la OEA y socios estratégicos, de manera que se vinculen las prioridades de los Estados miembros de la organización con las capacidades y oportunidades que ofrece el sector productivo, en favor de la inclusión laboral, la innovación y el desarrollo económico sostenible. Finalmente, reiteramos nuestro compromiso de seguir colaborando estrechamente con el Trust, apoyando iniciativas que contribuyan a cerrar brechas y a construir un futuro más justo y próspero para las Américas. Muchas gracias.
Guatemala, thank you very much. Canada, the floor is yours.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Le Canada tient à remercier la Fondation pour les Amériques pour sa contribution considérable au développement inclusif dans notre région et pour votre présentation aujourd'hui. Depuis plus de 25 ans, la Fondation veille à ce que les avantages d'innovation, de la technologie et de l'entrepreneuriat profitent à ceux qui sont trop souvent laissés pour compte. Les résultats obtenus en 2024 parlent d'eux-mêmes. Plus de 475 000 personnes ont bénéficié de cette initiative qui a donné lieu à des résultats tangibles tels que la création d'emplois pour les jeunes, l'acquisition de compétences en matière de développement durable dans la région frontalière entre les États-Unis et le Mexique, et l'expansion des centres de formation en intelligence artificielle en Amérique centrale. Mr. Chair, these are not just numbers, they are stories of transformation. We think, for example, of Diego in Mexico, whose journey from student to engineer was made possible through digital and AI training provided by the Trust. His story embodies the bridge that the Trust builds between aspiration and opportunity. Canada particularly welcomes the Trust's leadership in artificial intelligence for inclusion, an area where fear and misinformation often holds back progress. By equipping vulnerable communities with practical skills in AI, the Trust is not only preparing citizens for future work, it is ensuring that the technological revolution becomes a driver of equality rather than exclusion. We also value the Trust's role as a vital partner of the OAS. The recognition granted by the GA in last year's budget resolution was an important milestone. The Trust translates OAS mandates into measurable results, leveraging partnerships with private sector, governments, and civil society to create scalable and replicable models. This is the kind of operational impact that strengthens confidence in the inter-American system. Canada believes that continued support for the Trust is an investment in the resilience and prosperity of our region. We encourage fellow member states to view this platform as a shared instrument to empower youth, women, Indigenous peoples, and communities across the Americas with the tools they need to thrive. Mr. Chair, Canada reaffirms its strong support for the Trust for the Americas and looks forward to deepening this partnership so that together we can continue turning mandates into opportunities and opportunities into lasting change. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Canada. United States, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you for this presentation on the Trust for the Americas annual report. The Trust work is a clear example of how partnerships with the private sector can advance priorities set by our member states. Its programs show that when we link businesses, governments, and communities, we can deliver measurable progress on employability, entrepreneurship, and innovation. Your focus on artificial intelligence underscores a crucial emerging area that demands strong public-private collaboration. By preparing communities to use these tools productively, the Trust is anticipating the future, ensuring that no community is left behind in a rapidly changing world. Looking to the future, the United States urges member states and partners to scale proven programs by linking them directly to jobs, entrepreneurial ecosystems, and local employers. Leverage the CEO Summit of the Americas to match private investment with OAS priorities, ensuring business-to-business engagement drives tangible economic growth. Foster regional business-to-business networks to connect small and medium enterprises with multinationals and innovators, expanding trade and supply chain integration. Strengthen transparency and accountability so citizens and governments can track the real impact of these partnerships. The United States will continue to work with fellow member states to strengthen the Trust capacity and deepen business-to-business collaboration, not as an end in itself, but as a means to mobilize capital, skills, and innovation in support of democracy, human rights, security, and development. When we invest in people, expand access, and foster collaboration, we generate lasting impact, creating opportunity, strengthening democratic institutions, and demonstrating the OAS's relevance to the daily lives of our citizens. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, United States. Seeing that there are no further comments or requests for the floor, the Chair suggests that the Permanent Council take note of the presentation of the 2024 annual report of the Trust of the Americas. The Chair also proposes to congratulate the Trust for its achievements in 2024 and for its continued contribution to social and economic inclusion across the region. If there are no objections, it is so agreed. I think we can fit in this item, number 7, prior to our break. This next item is one of consulting the Permanent Council on whether it agrees to accept the request of the Permanent Mission of Peru to join the working group of the Permanent Council on Haiti. This request was circulated as document CP /INF 10665/25. There being no objection, it is agreed.